I've been doing leatherwork for nearly 10 years, and there is one technique that separates a piece that looks homemade from a piece that looks spectacularly bespoke, and almost nobody teaches it. Today I'm going to show you exactly how to do a piped seam from start to finish, even if you've never tried it before. Today we're going to be using a 1.2mm veg tan leather, and we're going to cut it out to be two parts. We're going to also line it with some French goat skin for the lining and for the pipes. After we've cut the exterior and the lining, we're going to cut the piping. It's going to be 18mm wide. Some people teach this at 20. I prefer it at 18 simply because you get a slightly tighter edge to it. And then we're going to split it down to 0.8mm. You can go slightly thinner at 0.9, and you can use a bell skiver for this, but I prefer to pull it through my splitter. I'm then going to use a 2mm thick cord. I just get this on Amazon. It's the same thing that jewelers use for necklaces. Really cheap. Buy it by the spool. It's about £10, I think. And then we're going to make the piping as the first thing we do. We're going to have the strip. I put a little piece of card under it just so that I don't get glue all over my bench. And we're going to glue the entire thing. Make sure you take a lot of care to get right up to the edge, because we're going to be pinching this together with the cord in between it. So make sure it's fully to the edge and fully set before you do anything else. Now you can draw a line straight down the middle, but you don't really need to. If you prefer to do that so you can get it down the center, feel free. But the whole point of this, and yes, we've glued the cord as well, the whole point of this is to get the cord in the middle of the piping strip. If it's to the side, you'll get a wonky pipe at the end, a wonky seam at the end, so do take your time with this. Now, one mistake I see a lot of beginners making is that they pinch it and then they run their hand up it instead of going in gap sections. You want to go in gap sections because that way it turns out to be completely straight and it keeps the cord in the middle. If you run your fingers down it, you won't get a straight edge. Always be some left over at the end because you want to overcut the length of your piping. And then if you've got some edge crimpers, not everyone does edge pliers, I'd use those. If you don't, you can just use a bone folder for this section. But it's very important that this is as tight up to the cord as you can get it, but we will be tightening it up again later. You've got your exterior and interior, your outside and your lining leather cut. You need to be able to skive it down. Now this is very difficult manually, but if you have a bell knife skiver, you want to set it to a beveled skive that's about 0.8mm at the edge. And you want that for the exterior and the lining. You want it to be about 10mm in, because that's roughly how far in the piping will go. If you've skived them, you then want to put glue on the exterior and the interior, but only where you've skived it, because we're not gluing the entire panel together. You can think about this square piece with the corner, the round corner, as the exterior panel of your bag, and you can think about the strip that we see later as the gusset. So some people snip the edge so that you can bend it round the corner more easily. I prefer the bending it technique, where you pull it down and you pull it into the shape that the eventual piping seam will go around. But you need to make sure that you have a radius that is roughly the same as the radius that you're doing. Now I've chosen this one just out of pure guessing for the tutorial, but you want that radius is going to be the corner of your bag, so you need to pull it down into that radius. You can then use your edge crimping pliers, your edge squeezing pliers, to put that 90 degrees in, because that 90 degrees is going to be your edge. It's going to be where your piping sits. And if you do this flat, you will not have a nice lining. If you do this flat, you'll have ripples inside. Now, because we've overcut the lining, we then want to take some regular scissors, some shears, and we want to cut off the excess, so that when we put the two panels together, we will end up with a nice clean edge. You then want to take a scalpel or something similar to a scalpel, and you want to rough up the edge where you're going to glue the piping to. And this is so that the glue sticks to it properly. If you put glue or contact adhesive in this area without scuffing it up first, it will not absorb into most leathers. You can get away with it with some veg tan leathers that don't have a finish, that are semi or fully aniline, but the majority of leathers you'll need to scuff up a little bit. Make sure you don't slip with your scalpel at this point, because any marks on the top of that piping or further in than the piping sits on both panels, and you will see them. We're then going to take our bone folder again, and we're going to give it a really clean, solid line, because we're going to be using this line as the stitching line later. Take your time with this to get a really sharp corner in there. You can even use your heat creaser, your edge creaser, to put a line in there if you'd like to make it as sharp as possible. We're then going to put glue on everything that we've just scratched. So we're going to glue together the surfaces that are going to be the pipe where the piping attaches to the exterior panel. We're going to attach it to the exterior, the main panel of the bag first, and then we're going to prick mark it, but we're going to glue it first. After you've put your contact adhesive on, you want to make sure that it goes completely clear before you put these two together, because you want that bond to be super strong. And if you do it whilst the adhesive is wet, you won't get a fully strong bond. Now when you're attaching the piping to the exterior panel, like I'm doing here, you want to push it round into that corner curve that you made earlier when you glued them together, and you edge clamped them with the pliers. All of this is to ensure that there is no wrinkles in the lining whatsoever, because if you do it flat and then you pull it all together afterwards, you'll have wrinkles in the lining, which is a big no-no. Then once again, we're going to use our bone folder, and this is to make sure that that bond is really strong and we have a nice curve in that piping. The corner is where a lot of people mess up, and that's where we want to make sure that we put a lot of effort, because this is the corner that you will see, and if you don't put a lot of effort into the shaping of this, you'll get a wrinkly corner and it won't pop out properly. Now it's time to make the ends. I've had some comments in the past of how do you terminate, how do you end a piped seam. So the way that we do it is we put a 90-degree corner, and I'm just using the corner of a piece of card, actually the template for this pattern, this design, and we're going to cut out that 90 degrees, but we need to make sure that it's 10 mil or 1 centimeter below where the top of the bag would be. So if you can imagine this 90-degree corner, 10 mil above it is where the top of the panel is going to be. We want to peel back the top of it where we've just cut out that dart, and we want to glue that together, so we're making that 90 degrees within the piping. We also want to make sure that we put some fresh glue underneath it, so that when we bend this into a 90-degree corner, it sits properly and we can attach it back into that panel. So we're going to squeeze it into that 90 degree, and then we're going to use a clamp or a clip or a bulldog clip or whatever you want to call these to hold it in position until it's dry. Now where do you prick mark? So you want to prick mark in that corner, which we're going to do at the end, and then we're going to go around it. I'm using a 3mm pricking iron, but we're not going to use every single one of these holes. We're going to use every other one. So if you have a 6mm pricking iron, that would be perfect for this. If you don't, then you want to skip a hole, and don't worry, you won't see this at the end. You won't see a skipped hole because the thread is going to pull it all together nicely. And then we're going to use a round punch. Mine's a KS blade punch, and we're going to put a punch in that corner and above the corner so that we can properly clamp that in place, so we can stitch it in place. If you don't do one in the corner and just above the corner, you will not get a really nice top to your piping. Now because we're going to be gluing this to what would be the gusset of the bag, again we want to scratch it up so that the adhesive can bond properly. When you're gluing these together, make sure you go above where the piping stops, so that when we attach the gusset to this, or what would be the gusset, we can glue it down all the way to the top. If you just do to the top of the piping and not above it, you'll have a loose top, and a loose top is never a good idea. Make sure you wipe off any glue, any contact adhesive that is on the piping, because you will see it at the end. Only get glue where you're going to join them together. Now this is a strip that is going to be essentially the gusset. I didn't obviously do this as a template for the entire bag. This is a tutorial just for the gusset, so I didn't see the need to do an entire bag for this. But this is what would be the wraparound gusset of a bag. And we're going to do exactly the same technique. We're going to glue up to that 10mm line. We're going to clamp up, we're going to crease up to that 10mm line. Well, not crease. We're going to use our pliers and put that really nice sharp edge in there. Now because this is a random length piece of leather, I do have to mark where the top would be, but you wouldn't have to do that with your bag, obviously. As you can see, the contact adhesive has gone completely clear, and we want to make sure that as we're going round that bend, we go round it in the shape that we've put in earlier. So take your time with this, squeeze it really tightly, and make sure it sits within that corner really nicely. I've said really nicely a lot, and I'm sorry about that, but it is very nice. And then at the top, we want to make sure that we squeeze it hard as we can, so that when we're stitching it, it doesn't fall apart. The piping should always be longer than you need it to be, because you obviously don't want the piping to stop short and then have a short piping, but that would be bad. So you always want to make sure that the piping is over the length that you're going to need it. So it will be sticking out a little bit, and we'll trim that off later. I'm going to be using a roundel for this because we're technically, well not technically, we are stitching through the back of each of these holes. So we've punched the holes, and then we're going to stitch through the back of them to the front of them, if that makes sense. So we're going to use a roundel to stitch through that hole. You're only really pushing that all through 2 layers, so it's not a difficult thing to do. And we're going to keep that skipped hole all the way around. So as you can see, these are quite long stitches. I'm using a black thread just so that you can see it easily on the video, but this is a 0.55, quite a thick thread for the work I normally do, but that's because these threads are going to be put through quite a lot at the end. Because when we flip the bag inside out, we're going to be putting quite a lot of tension on these threads. So you do want to use a thicker thread than you normally would. When you're tapping it down at the end, and I always recommend tapping down your threads, when you're tapping it down, make sure you don't hammer onto the actual piping. Use the back of your hammer, use anything that you need to. You can even use a bone folder, because if you hammer onto the piping, you'll flatten it. And then flip it, but before you flipped it, you do want to finish that edge, just a nice sand and a nice coat of edge paint, and we're done. Give it a nice shape. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time. Have a phenomenal weekend. Take care.